Ho, ho, ho. Welcome
Fucking
back.
do it.
Ah. Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Great Productions. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Robbie, and today we're going to be talking about the 1990 Christmas classic, Home Alone. Written by John Hughes, directed by Chris Columbus, starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, John Hurd, Catherine O'Hara, Roberts Blossom, and the goat of goats, John Candy. Alongside me is one of our co-hosts, the Cuz. Cuz Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good, but hey, Santa,
Hey,
go easy on the Pepsi.
you know Santa pisses his pants when he's on the down the chimney. Alongside us, another one of our co-hosts and good friend, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Santa? Am I on the naughty list or the nice list?
You're on the nicest, but you're what the French call les incompetents.
What?
Let's finish this podcast because I'm about to pass out.
You could take the get up off if you want. Um,
I was waiting for Amazon all day today.
nice. Oh
Yeah.
man, I fucking knew it. I love that you did that.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
For our
So,
audio only listeners, Robbie's in full Santa regalia.
oh yeah,
I'm like
man,
Kill
it's
Bill.
glorious.
Yeah, I need a fan in here, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, this is a good reason to make sure you're following that YouTube page of ours and subscribe and click the bell.
That's true. So
Please.
I don't even know where to go from here, but yeah, like Benny said, like Santa said, this is Let the Boys Watch. Please, if you watch it on YouTube, subscribe. Maybe throw a comment in there and tell us how great Santa looks right now. Um, if you're not and you're listening to us on a podcast, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that fun stuff. Send us an email. ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what we missed, what you love about the movie we're going to talk about today, Home Alone, or any other Christmas movie or any movie in general. What we typically do here is watch movies that one or all of us haven't seen. They're usually, popular movies from 80s, 90s, 2000s. But today we watched Home Alone because it is number one GOAT king of all Christmas movies. And we all love it. So we said, fuck it. Let's do it live.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this one, even though we've all seen it. This was just a nice, I said last week I don't normally get caught up in the Christmas movies and watch one every year. It's been nice. Last week with Elf and this week revisiting Home Alone.
Don't forget
It,
Die Hard 2 weeks ago.
yeah, exactly. I mean, debatable, but it was a nice ease into the holiday season. I feel like last couple of years I had COVID for Christmas. Last year I was so busy leading up, thinking about a wedding and all that stuff. Christmas came and went. And this helped me get, a little bit more into the mood this year.
I love it. We're all in agreement that this is number one, right? I know for a fact this is Robbie and mine's number one. So Benny, is this your number one Christmas movie?
I don't want to spoil my plum ratings
All
or
right.
anything like
Okay.
that, but I went into this movie saying that Jingle All the Way is my number one.
Wow.
I fucking love that movie, man. It's just so
No,
good.
it's
I could
good.
watch that in June, July, August, doesn't matter. Give me Arnold any day of the week. But I was very
Except for
happy we watched this.
Terminator 2.
Well, the bar is set so high with Jingle All the Way. I
No,
saw
you're
that
right. You're
before I
right.
saw Terminator. So comparing it to that, I mean, Kindergarten Cop, please forget it. No, I was very happy we watched this movie, and we'll discuss a little bit more later.
Santa told me about, well, I am Santa, but I heard there was a boy who went to your wedding and traveled 17 hours on a plane all by himself. Do you know that
And
boy?
I do, I do. I really wish that you would have maybe taken him in your sleigh. It would have, we hear about the 17-hour flight all the time. Maybe you could have got him there a little bit quicker. What do you think about that?
Well, January isn't really a big Christmas time of year, so the clausometer was at a full zero.
Mm,
So and there was problems with the engine. So Santa was smashing and dashing Mrs. Claus for the entire month of January. So he was a little
I get,
preoccupied.
yeah. You're on vacation the month of January, and well deserved, by the way. I don't want to cast any dispersions your way.
Well, yeah, I know Robbie was on a vacation too in Manila for 17 hours on the plane. So I'm happy for that boy.
We're all
I
proud
feel
of him.
like Robbie's
Thank
on
you.
the permanent nice list for making that trip.
I don't know if you saw Robbie's chinos. I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
But
Dude, can I spoil another? Is there another surprise you're gonna give us? Because I saw you picked up that beard real quick, and I saw a little T-shirt you had on under there. Do you want to show us now, or is that coming out later?
no, it can come out now. Santa's favorite pizza place is, oh God, Little
Oh
Nero's.
my God.
What a
I love it.
fantastic shirt.
I
20
mean,
minutes and it's free.
I thought I was doing good with this guy.
That's a great one too.
Yeah. But that's technically Little Nero's. I mean,
Little
fantastic.
Nero's.
Robbie, you are pulling out all the stops.
I got one more surprise for
Oh my
everybody,
God. I can't
but it's
wait.
not. It's coming soon.
I
All
hope
right.
it's a 33-year-old can of Pepsi.
So stay tuned. It's not this. It's not this episode. So as Santa calls it in the biz, it's a little tease. So stay tuned.
Love it. Um, so normally what we would do is talk about who hasn't seen the movie, what they thought about going in, but since we've all seen it, let's just jump into overall impressions. Santa, would you like to go first? Your choice.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
I mean, this came out in 1990. So what? This is 33 years now. Obviously, I've watched it once a year, so
Minimum.
minimum. So I've seen this movie again, like probably over 100 times, and I just love watching this movie every single time. It's got everything you want. It's got dynamic acting. Macaulay Culkin gives a fantastic performance. Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, Catherine O'Hara, everybody in the movie. It has the Christmas nostalgia. It has my, redemption story. Santa loves a good redemption story. So it has that. It has a fantastic score. It's set in Chicago. Love Chicago. Never been. Would love to go. Written by John Hughes, who directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So say less. But yeah, it's the best Christmas movie. I don't care about the plot holes. I understand there's plenty of plot holes in this movie that we could pick apart and go into detail with. But it's a feel-good movie. It's got a nice little family redemption story. It's got a fantastic John Williams score. Christmas music galore. Joe Pesci, I love it. It's the GOAT of Christmas movies. It makes me laugh every single year. I get like a kid, just the nostalgia is through the roof, and I get like a little kid each year because it brings you back to a simpler, easier time as a kid when, we believed basically in everything. And I don't know, I just love this movie, and it'll never, never go below number one on my Christmas movie list. It's the best. I love it.
Ryan, why don't you go ahead next?
All right. Oh yeah, but I mean, strong agree with Robbie. I've watched it same minimum 33 times, but probably over 100 at least. I mean, I watched it numerous times when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite movies. And every year we watched it, for this show. I'll probably watch it again before Christmas. I want to do a 1 and 2 kind of marathon because I didn't get to watch 2 yet this year. Um, but I absolutely love this movie every year. I keep waiting for it to get boring or keep waiting for me to lose interest or not laugh at the same shit, but it's so fucking funny. It makes me feel good. I got to tell you, this time we were watching it, my son watched it with me. I got a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't fully cry, but I was like, holy shit. And he does not like any live action anything. It's all cartoons for him right now. So the fact that he was into it and watched the whole thing basically shows how good even to a 2-year-old that it could be. It's still, yeah, he doesn't understand what the hell's going on, but it's hilarious because people are falling down and, getting burned and whatever.
Mm.
So, yeah, I love this movie. It is definitely the number one Christmas movie for me. It might be the number one childhood movie for me. Like I'm trying to think of one that even beats this. Not Christmas. Maybe Back to the Future, but I don't know if I'd call that like a childhood movie. It just came out during my childhood, so
I'll jump off your Back to the Future point and say that I think this is better than um Back to the Future. I don't know if it's just because I saw it when I was young and I have that nostalgia for Home Alone that I don't have with Back to the Future because I only saw Back to the Future in the last 2 years. Um, yeah, I don't think I've watched this movie in a long time. But obviously, I remember pretty much everything about it. There's not too much that I didn't remember. So I would say if you guys seen it 100 times, I've probably seen it somewhere around 50. It was on repeat for a couple of years. I loved it now after kind of having a break from it because, you see some of the best children's stuff like SpongeBob and all that kind of stuff has Ren and Stimpy, has the jokes that kids are going to get, but it also has the stuff tucked away in there for adults. So, going back on it this time, the Marvin and Harry stuff are just, there's a little bit of a different feel to it now. But once this movie ended, I was like, wow, what a fucking dynamic movie. And when it comes to Christmas movies, I don't see how you get much better than this. I mean, it's we talk about all these other movies where you're like locked in the whole time, and it's because there's a lot of action or it's very dramatic. And I don't think I looked at my phone once during the whole movie. I was like super engaged with the movie, and by the time it was over, I was like, wow, that was quick. There was no wasted moments in the movie. I felt honestly, I think this might be one of John Williams' best performances as far as score goes, like just right off the bat. And it was fun. I was laughing because the opening theme, there's like these bass hits in it that I didn't even know that were there until like I had the surround sound. I was like, holy shit, John was popping off in this one. And just they picked the perfect Christmas like songs for this movie. Probably the best Christmas songs are in this movie, except for Holiday Season. Shout out. But yeah, I mean, this was just from beginning to end. Like, I honestly wanted to put on Home Alone 2 as soon as this was over. And I texted you guys maybe 5 minutes into the movie saying we should have just did 1 and 2 and did a double feature. Like, that's how psyched I was once this movie started up. So super happy to watch it, especially after all these years. And can't say enough good things about it.
yeah. Well, next year we could do Home Alone too.
Yep.
But yeah, and I was pushing for Home Alone 2 before we had the vote, and after watching it again, Home Alone 1 is a better movie. Um, Home Alone 2, I think, has like funnier things in it that I used to joke around with my siblings about. So, that's what I love about it. But like Home Alone 2 has a few weak points. I'll save my discussion for next year, I guess. But yeah, Home Alone 1 start to finish is just perfect. It's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. I was on Home Alone 2 is the better movie with you, Ryan. And I don't know, man. I got to go back and watch because
Yeah.
honestly, like I said, like there was no wasted anything in this movie, and it was just from beginning to end, I was locked in.
I almost kind of feel like Home Alone 1 and 2, like if you mash them together, you kind of then start to gravitate towards 2 a little bit because like all the I don't know, like earlier jokes and like because there are some callbacks and like
Yeah,
more about the family and whatever. And you look past the pigeon lady and all that stuff. But like, if you really separate them, 1 is the better movie, but I think 2 has maybe a little couple more like highs, like comedy. I mean, whatever. But we're not here to talk about Home Alone 2. So,
true.
um, should we get into plum scores?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Santa, do you want to go first, or would you like to
Yeah, Santa wants to go
delegate who
first.
gets
No,
to go first? All
Santa's
right, Santa
Santa's
goes
going
first.
first. All right.
Go first.
I'm starting it. I'm ending the year with the bang. This is a 10. I don't give a shit what anybody says. This is a flat, stone cold, razor's edge 10. I don't care what anybody says. At me, come at me. I'll give you the address to my house. We could talk about it for days on end. There's nothing better than this Christmas movie. The jokes, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, one of the best duos on screen ever. Everything about this movie is great. Like I said before, you want to talk plot holes? Let's talk plot holes. I'm not here for the plot holes. I'm here for the way this movie starts and the way this movie finishes and everything in between. There are so many fantastic scenes for an 8-year-old kid to just control the screen and have you mesmerized the entire time. And even as a 40-year-old dude, he was he captivated me the entire time. He was fantastic in this movie. There's so many child actors that is so annoying in a lot of movies. And give me Macaulay Culkin as the president in Fifth Element, and I'm giving that a 10. All right. He blows Tony Lester out of the water. I don't care what anybody says. Like you guys said, the I fucking got hair in my mouth. Sorry. Um, like you guys said, the score, the Christmas music, it's just great. The Run Run Rudolph is just hits when they're running through the airport. I mean, what a song choice. The direction is great, the pacing is great. There isn't 1 minute left on this movie that is just doesn't like it, every minute on this movie needs to be there. There's no lagging, there's nothing. It's great. I love it. And I'm ending the year with a 10 because this movie deserves a 10. And I'm taking this off now because I'm dying.
Yeah, take it off.
Go
Benny, why
ahead,
don't you
Brian.
go?
I'll go. All right. Honestly, when the movie ended, I was like 10 because like excuse the likes and the ums on this one because my thoughts are all over the place with it, but
Fine.
there's I mean, what more do you want from this movie? What more do you like just for what this movie is and what it's supposed to be like, it really is it couldn't have been better in many ways. That being said, 10 is heavy to throw on it and I fully understand why Robbie did. I just couldn't get there. But now I like want to, but now I don't want to copy Robbie. But so what I settled on was 9.4. Just because like it hit me in the feels. I feel a little jealous now that I didn't give it the 10, and my shock factor of saying that I wanted to give it a 10 is gone. Completely ruined my plum rating here, Rob, my sugar plum rating, I should say. But yeah, 9.4 for me. It just doesn't get any better than this as far as movies go. I think in my head I wanted to scale it back because I wanted to leave room for Home Alone 2. If we do watch it and score it eventually, and if I really do think it's better, I'll go higher. But who knows, man? Maybe on the plummies, I re-rate this as a 10, but I'll go 9.4.
Is that your final rating?
It is my final rating of the year.
I'll,
Because for
I'll
the
let you go. I'll let you give it rescore it right now.
yeah, it
I'll
hasn't been
stick.
stamped.
I'll stick with it. I'll stick with the 9.4.
All right.
Because for
It's
the
a shame.
first
It's a
time
shame.
in the history of the
Oh,
show, Home Alone gets a 10.
wow.
A 10.
I don't know if you can hear the claps on this, but
I
wow.
can't. But I also like I think I struggled the opposite way, like from you, Benny, where I didn't initially be like, that's a 10. But the more I thought about it, you guys both said it all. Like, what more do you want from this movie? It has everything. Comedy, feelings, amazing music, amazing direction, acting's fantastic. I watch it every goddamn year. I look forward to it every year. It doesn't feel like a chore. And every year I love it. And I've been saying the jokes from this movie with my siblings and friends for ever with my wife. I mean, she's the one who got me this shirt. She got a shirt for the kid and for herself. Like all her shirt says, "You're what the French call les incompetents." Like there's just so much about this movie that is just, I don't know, influenced my life, I guess. That I know it's not better than Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, like some of the movies that we've watched or haven't talked about, whatever. It's not a prestige drama, but for me, in my life, 10.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I cannot fault either of you guys for giving it a
No.
10 because you said it, I said it. Like what else do you want? And I really started wavering on the 9.4 when Robbie shouted out Macaulay Culkin like that because he's right, man. Like for this 8-year-old kid to like completely own this movie and like not even playing off anybody really until the end of the movie with the wet bandits, like I mean, shout out Macaulay Culkin because I'm
Shout
all
out.
about the comeback that he's had in this, these last couple months with him getting the star on the Walk of Fame. He was on Jeopardy recently and just looks so good. And not like, I mean, there were a couple years there where you're like, man, this dude looks like a fucking meth head. So super happy for him.
Yeah.
This movie basically, I think how me and Ryan maybe started our friendship. We we basically were just cracking stupid jokes one day at Phil's house and just talking to basically it was A1 bold and spicy, get you here and then it gets you right here. And then it was the nice tip, thanks a lot from this movie. I mean, it just makes me laugh all the time. It's so stupid, but it's fucking hilarious.
How many movies are there that a line like that, a throwaway line, makes you fucking laugh, or a noise that Marv makes that is just so fucking funny? It's it's incredible. And it's incredible that it's still so good after 33 years.
I mean,
I'll never I'll sorry quickly I'll never stop. Like if I see something and it's fucking gross, I'm like, oh, it's your girlfriend. Woof. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm throwing that line out there. I use that line every single year. It's for the past 33 years, and I'm gonna continue until I'm 6 feet under. So I mean,
I mean, just another thing too, like, I don't want to get too heavily into it because we have a whole section debating on it, but name the bad actor in this movie. Name the person that didn't play their part, right? I can't. When you said, the noise that Marv makes, my mind immediately went to that spider getting put on Marv. And as soon as I saw that scene start, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Like that scream is just fucking fantastic. And makes me forward think to the skeleton scene in Home Alone 2. And he's just like, Daniel Stern, man, what happened to you?
Best.
Where have you been? I mean, can we get like a Home Alone 8 or whatever they're on, but like all these years later and just bring all these people back?
Yeah.
that that scream was dubbed.
Yep.
That was that was a fake scream because he just mouthed the scream because it would scare the spider.
Oh
So
shit.
they went back and like dubbed it in like post production, as the kids say, as us movie buffs say, PP post production.
Oh my God. Oh,
But even
I don't
like
care how much you're paying me, dude. You're not putting a fucking tarantula on my face. It's
no,
just not happening.
even the Joe Pesci like mumbled stuff when he was hurt and like things like that were just so hilarious. Even till this day, I'm laughing because I mean you get this guy in Home Alone and Goodfellas basically in the same year. I mean, the range from terrifying mobster in Goodfellas to bumbling idiot criminal in Home Alone. I mean, it's just a testament to what a great actor he is. And like you said, there isn't a bad actor or actress in this movie. I mean, the the way the donut falls on Sergeant Balzac's phone makes me die every time because it lands so perfectly. I'm like, this is I love the way he's eating a donut and it just that one piece just sticks to the phone. I'm like, this is fantastic. And to
Shout
be
out Larry
named,
Hankin.
yeah, and to be named, Balzac is the fucking I mean, little fantastic for us little immature kids.
Yeah.
Hyper on too.
You mentioned the Joe Pesci noises, man. The friggin' frackin' friggin' like that just makes me crack up all the time. It makes me think about like being a kid and like mimicking that all the time. There's just so many golden moments.
Ah,
It's the
it's so
best.
good.
It really is. I mean, like I said, I have a little tradition of watching it while I wrap a few last presents on Christmas Eve. I'll do it again. Makes me want to watch Home Alone 2, which I'll probably do this weekend. And yeah, it's the best.
The best.
Shout out, Romulus in the movie.
Fuller.
Uh, love it. So yeah.
One last one question, quick question before we get into some segments and stuff is, either of you guys ever play the Home Alone video game? It
I
was
think
on,
so.
I had it on Super Nintendo. I don't know if it was on Sega, but I fucking loved that game and it was so goddamn hard.
I don't remember anything about it, but
Yeah.
I definitely remember playing it at some point, or maybe watching Robbie or cousin Lenny play it or something.
All
I
right.
don't think I
Well,
played it. I was probably just busting ass in GoldenEye. I think probably just fucking just or playing Madden and maybe whipping Benny by 46 and a half was a spread.
And the game would magically reset itself.
If Benny
oops.
was beating me, yeah. Oops, sorry, this came out of fucking. It must have been the internet connection down in the old basement on
Problem.
116.
Yeah, that's right.
After Benny said LeBlaze.
All right, Santa, do you want to do characters first or scenes first?
No, we got to save scenes for the after this, so we can go characters first.
All right. Um, let's do favorite character first. And then we'll do, least and then whatever. So, Santa, who wants to go first? Who's going first?
Benny's been a naughty boy this year. He spilled a couple of glasses on the old boy's pants, so we'll let him go second. Ryan, you can go
Okay.
first.
Ah, all right. So my least favorite character, and I don't have
Oh, this is
many.
least?
Least favorite. So
Oh,
do you
Santa
not
would have
want me
went
to go
first
first?
then. No, go ahead. It's
No, go
fine.
ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
no, no. I got plenty of people in the arsenal.
Okay. Because and that's what I have a couple people that I was gonna pick from depending on when I went. Um I think I gotta go Buzz. I fucking
Oh,
hate
all
Buzz.
right.
And there's like two other people that I wanted to pick, but this watch cemented it for me. He's such a fucking dick. And I have some honorable mentions that I want to get to later, but Buzz stinks. He treats Kevin like shit. He thinks he's hot fucking shit. And I said shit twice, and I'm sorry. Fuck him. I'm glad Kevin ruined his room. And I'm glad he didn't see any naked babes on the beach in the winter in France. So fuck Buzz.
Yeah, I heard those French babes want to shave their pits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still
fuck
got
Buzz.
nude beaches.
Yeah, Buzz was walking around like he was Matt Damon in this movie.
Yeah. Maybe
Also,
maybe he will be in our latest segment.
Buzz eats pizza like a fucking psycho. Did you notice that?
Didn't he
He
like
like,
stuff it in?
yeah, he's a fucking he's a. I know people say Kevin's a sociopath, but I think he's
No.
getting it from somewhere. Um, did you notice when everything comes crashing down, the little tin that has Buzz's money in it, his life savings?
Yeah.
Did you see the baseball card that was also in that tin?
No. Who was it?
It was Fred McGriff on the Blue Jays.
Wow.
Ooh, the crime dog.
Yeah, crime
Nice.
dog.
The
Tomamansky. Shout out
crime dog.
Tomamansky.
Get those fundies.
Jeez.
All right.
Hall
Yeah.
of
So
Famer.
Buzz for me. Who's going next, Santa?
Because we'll go second.
Give me Jeff McAllister, Kevin's brother, the redhead, Pete and Pete
Oof.
wannabe.
You
Just
mean
calling
Pete?
him, yeah, calling him a fucking disease. What a dick. I mean, at least at the end of the movie, Buzz is like, you know what? I'm proud of you for not burning the house down, man.
Pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, Jeff, there was no redemption from Jeff. What a dick. Just proving to the world that redheads are fucking assholes, no matter what, even if they seem nice. Underneath, they're psychopaths. Just kidding, redheads. Yeah, give me Jeff. He's the worst, and there's no redemption from Jeff.
Bunch of used Q-tips, man.
Wow. Chalk left for Santa.
I can't believe it's Santa's big day. I can't believe it. Santa's fucking gliding down the chimney, and he just had Uncle Frank fall right into his lap. Because what a piece of shit Uncle Frank is. The worst. I mean, he's even fucking terrible in Home Alone 2. I think there's a deleted scene in one or two where Uncle Frank pantses Kevin.
Yeah. Yep.
So it
I
didn't make
forget
it to the
which one,
cutting
but
room
yeah, he
floor.
does. What a piece of shit.
Cheapskate. He's already first class thanks to probably Mr. McAllister, who word on the street was probably had mob ties. That's what the kids are saying.
I saw
This is what
that.
Oh, it's his brother who paid for the trip.
well, somebody's
Uh,
got mob ties in the family.
so
Did you read?
the same brother who owns the apartment in two, the brownstone or whatever, he
Owns the
paid for
house.
them to fly out to France. She says
Yeah.
it like quick in the very beginning.
Did you see that there was an article today in New York Times, like trying to break down the wealth of the McAllisters?
I didn't,
I
but I
saw
want
it.
to read it.
I didn't read it, but I also saw like other publications have written that they think that Mr. McAllister is in the mob.
Yeah, I'll try that. That's the reason I brought it up is because they touch on that. I'll send you guys the link after the episode. Maybe you could throw it in the show notes. But please go ahead, continue with the Uncle Frank hatred, Robbie.
Oh, please, piece of shit. Big piece of shit. I mean, from getting his first class, plane ticket bought, um, trying to steal the silverware on the plane with
Put in
his
your purse.
wife.
Put in your purse.
I don't want to get canceled, but so please don't let me say anything about his wife, but woof. Um, just look what you did, you little jerk. I mean, he couldn't pay for the pizza. He only had traveler's checks. God forbid he fucking came out of pocket, the scumbag that he is. Um, I can't stand him. This entire family. I mean, I thought the Rudigers were terrible. The McAllisters are giving the Rudigers a run for their money in this movie. But Uncle Frank is a piece of shit. And I really can't. I've hated him since 1990, and I'm gonna hate him until I'm dead and buried because there's nobody worse than Uncle Frank. He's just a scumbag, and I think he was happy that Kevin wasn't on a trip. I think he was happy that they left Kevin at home. I think he wanted Kevin to maybe perish so Kevin would never be alive again for Uncle Frank to have to deal with. So yeah, Uncle Frank. I know I'm going on a long rant, but there's probably two or three people that I hate in this world, and Uncle Frank is one of them.
Wow,
So that's it. He's on the Mount
unbelievable.
Rushmore of the people I hate in life. So he's there, and it's a short list, but he's on it.
Did you know, speaking of the look what you did, you little jerk, did you notice through the maybe you guys have seen this before, but this is the first time I noticed it. When they're cleaning up all the pizza and stuff, you see Kevin's ticket in the trash can.
Yep.
I didn't that was
Yeah,
the first time I noticed that.
I
Other
think
thing
you would
I
notice that after like me and Ryan's 9,000th showing of the of watching it.
yeah,
Hey, I mean, maybe I'm just an idiot, but what can you
No,
do?
I'm saying we watched it probably triple the times that you watched it. So
But you
probably.
guys have you've seen that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One thing I noticed in that from that scene too, and I didn't notice it until just this viewing because I had the subtitles on, is when Uncle Frank says, "I only have traveler's checks." Peter McAllister, kind of under his breath, says, "I bet you got the traveler's checks that don't work in France either." Fucking digged them.
nice.
Love it.
Like, why even invite
We're
him
back,
on
Peter.
the
We're
trip?
back.
I don't know. For the kids, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, fuck the kids. I would never. I'm never inviting people that bring it down like Uncle Frank does. I wouldn't want that.
Agree. Um, I just want to echo your point, Robbie. My Auntie Menches were gonna be the entire McAllister family. Like, what a bunch of spoiled brats, pieces of shit. They treat Kevin like shit, all of them. He's fucking 8. Cut him some slack.
I know. The poor
I don't
kid, man.
understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, if Kevin was like 25 and he was stealing money for heroin and things like that, and he got
Yeah,
on, yeah, he's
yeah,
an 8-year-old kid, like just that wants to play with toys and just wants a plain cheese pizza slice, and Fat Buzz has to fucking. I no, we can't use fat no more in this world. But I'm using fat on this podcast because Fat Buzz has to eat his cheese pizza. Don't get me started, please.
Scumbag Buzz.
Oh my God.
Unreal. You want me to get? You want? I want more Ani Mensch,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
and it's that slimy snake snitch boy Jimmy from the convenience store.
Yeah.
What a bitch. Listen. Nobody saw that Kevin. It was fine asking about this approved. This toothbrush was approved by the American Dental Association. Like he was very knowledgeable on his teeth. Wanted to know what was going on. Then he saw old man Marley, who could have just said, "Hey, Kevin, how are you?" instead of slamming his bloody hand down, freaking Kevin out. Yeah, freaking Kevin absolutely out. And then Herb didn't know if the toothbrush was approved by the American Dental Association, and he sees Kevin freaking out. Nobody's like, "This boy looks scared. Let's see what's wrong." No, they yell at him, and then Jimmy has to yell, "Shoplifter!" instead of being an adult and chasing after him like a kid, like any grown human being would. He snitches to him, and that's
Yeah.
that. So Jimmy, I hope you are still at the convenience store, no benefits, getting underpaid,
No 401k.
no 401k, nothing.
That's a good choice.
I was going Jimmy if Uncle Frank was stolen, so I had Jimmy in the chamber.
It's a good choice. Any other Ani Mentions from anybody?
Oh, I got a couple more.
Keep
Please
going.
go ahead.
I got the annoying lady at the supermarket counter. Yo, why are you asking so many questions
Yeah.
for?
Just let the kid buy his shit.
Why can't he buy his shit? If he was saying, hey, if he passed a note and said, my mom's in the car, she wants some cigarettes, yeah, then I would ask questions. But he's just buying some milk and stuff like that. Like, it's fine. And Ed, the old man at the airport, like, I don't care if your wife's got all the all dangly earrings. Like, this lady's
Dangly
trying,
ones.
yeah, all dangly ones. Like, let her get on a plane. You guys are probably some old, not even boomers at the time, but like some old World War
That was like
One,
Silent
like,
Generation.
yeah, you guys are like flapper girls and like Calvin Coolidge generation, like all the money in the world. Like, let her get on the plane. All right, why does she got to just empty her entire life savings for you to let her get on the plane? So please, that pissed me off. Still does to this day.
I will say though, the redemption is kind of there for them because when when the mom shows up at the end of the movie, she's still got the earrings on. So maybe they had the change of heart and just said, "All right, you just go ahead."
Oh,
Maybe.
Ed.
That guy
All
shows up in
dangly
so many
ones.
random things.
I love that guy.
He's like a Wilford Brimley lookalike.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought he was the diabetes
Di-
guy, but he wasn't.
Diabetes.
I got an Ani Mensch. How about the manager of Little Nero's Pizza? You see how much time that delivery guy has to deliver that pizza?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. 20. You had to cook pizzas
Yeah, let me see
and
real quick.
deliver
Can we
them
see it?
in 20 minutes. Exactly. 20 minutes or it's free.
What a shit business model.
So stupid. There's no way that you're not giving away free pizzas every night.
How
Especially
long?
when you got to wait for somebody to come out of pocket in the McAllister house. God knows you'll be
Yeah.
there for an hour and a half.
Right.
20
Maybe
minutes
that's why he was
is a
so
short
excited for the
time.
tip because he knew he was fired. Nice tip. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Although he does show up later and gets Kevin really fucking stiffs him. Cheapskate. Any other Ani mentions for least favorite characters?
Snakes.
Oh, please. Snakes is the best.
Snakes? Snakes? I don't know no snakes.
Yeah, but I forgot what AC said though. Anybody know
What?
what AC said?
10%.
That's what he said. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Well, AC ain't in charge no more.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do with ass snakes.
All right. Speaking of snakes, let's do favorite characters. Who went last just now?
Santa.
Santa. All right, Santa,
Santa.
you're up.
Santa again. I can't believe it. I mean, a Christmas miracle. The boy can walk again. Please give me Kevin McAllister as my favorite character. I know it's chalk, but he, like I said earlier on, He carries this movie. He's like a mature 30-year-old in this movie. Amazing performance. Sorry, Santa's getting choked up. Um,
Too many cookies.
oh goodness. Uh, yeah. I mean, what is there to be said? Name me another child actor that could have delivered this performance. There's a short list, and maybe just Haley Joel Osment. I don't know, but Macaulay Culkin destroys this movie. It's all because of him. Obviously, you got some big characters, some great character actors. Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, obviously. But he does a lot of things on his own. I forgot who was saying that. Maybe Benny was saying that. He does a lot of things on his own in this movie, and he carries, a lot of scenes on his own. And he's interacting with multiple people in various scenes. And to do that as a young kid and to, you know, I don't want to say not be annoying because sometimes kids can be on the screen and they could be annoying and they could be even regular actors that are annoying on the screen. And he just captivates you the entire time he's on the screen and in this movie. And he plays it with such innocence, and then he borderline sociopath, I'm guessing, but he plays both sides, and yeah, he has the innocence of a little kid and the sociopathness of Jeffrey Dahmer. So, I mean, he does it all in this movie. Each time I watch this movie, I'm blown away by his performance. He's just the best in this movie, and it's a shame that he never went on to like major success in the later years, but we'll always have Macaulay in this movie and Kevin McAllister. You are my favorite character.
I mean, let's just keep going down the cast list here, and I gotta go Harry. It's a I don't want to even say a toss up between the two of them because the way they play off each other, it's just the perfect combination of two actors. Like, who would have thought? Robbie, I think you mentioned it before. Like, Pesci's in Goodfellas and this movie in the same year. Like, who would have pictured Pesci in this movie? Who would have pictured him paired up with Daniel Stern of all people, and it just being such a perfect match? But you know, everything I feel like I'm about to say about Pesci, you could say about Daniel Stern, but just like the reactions to every single one of the traps. But I mean, by far the best is when he's getting his head blown with the flamethrower, and I love that that him slamming his head into the snow and giving himself CTE. Him grabbing the hot door handle and then falling back down the ice steps again. Just the all the schemes that he came up with, being there, in the cop uniform to start the movie, and then becoming the person that he actually is. Just awesome performance from him, and I love Pesci. How can you not? The guy's a national treasure. Shout out to Little Joe. I think that was his name when he was a singer back in the day. I think he has a couple albums out there. And a man who decided when enough was enough with acting and said, I'm done, took his ball and went home. I don't know of a movie that he was ever in that was bad. So a guy that just retired at the top, and glad he came back for the Irishman. And hopefully maybe he's got one or two more movies in him before it's all said and done.
He's in whatchamacallit? What's that show? Bup Bupkis with Peacock with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean, I don't know if Joe needs the money, but I was like, wow, I would have never thought that when he's on Peacock.
He's in some movie that came out this year called Day of the Fight.
All right, I guess he's making a little soft comeback.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
he delivered the shortest acceptance speech in Academy Award history.
thank you.
That's it, and walked off.
Nice. What a
Fantastic.
guy.
But I agree with you, Benny. He's obviously he's the I don't want to say by far and away, but he's the best actor in this movie. And like we said earlier, just the fact that he's in these two smash hits in one year, two different roles, is just it's just amazing.
Yeah. And then the following year, My Cousin Vinny. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was 92. But still, come on. Incredible. Um,
Oh, please.
I think I'm gonna go with Marv, Daniel Stern. I mean, what I was actually gonna do if they didn't get picked is do the Wet Bandits as
Tag
one
team them.
character. Um, but he's so funny in this film, in Home Alone 2. His reactions, I mean, Pesci's reactions are amazing as well. But you already mentioned it. I mean, the skeleton, the fucking when he's walking on the ornaments, like the nail in the foot, like everything that happens to him, the noises he makes are just he falls down the stairs. Like, my goodness. The stuff, some of the lines he says, Harry, I'm coming
Coming
in.
in.
Or, I mean, my personal favorite. Wow, what a hole from Home Alone 2. Uh, just I love him. There's a couple others that we'll get to in Ani mentions, I'm sure, but yeah, I'll go with Marv. So basically, the top three were taken. So who
Very good
who wants
choices.
to start? Ani mentions.
I can go with my main man, Gus Polinski,
Yep.
the Polka King of the Midwest. Just so great to see John Candy rest in peace every time he shows up on the screen. I believe all his lines were maybe improvised,
Yep.
which was a big no-no from John Hughes, but he did him a favor, so he just let him do it. It's just he's just the best. I mean, just telling um Catherine O'Hara that he left his son at the funeral funeral ball was just hilarious. I mean, his hits, polka polka polka, Twin Lakes polka, polka twist. I mean, come on, man. The guy had hits, 600 something albums sold in Sheboygan, huge in Sheboygan.
You just
So I mean,
Sheboygan.
please, I mean, another one tragic that he's gone too soon, but John Candy, just phenomenal actor and always makes me laugh and just amazing in this movie. And shout out in that scene, I believe there's a when they first meet each other in the airport that there's a big myth going around that the guy behind Catherine O'Hara is Elvis.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. It does. I
I
feel like it doesn't look like him like
No,
Elvis.
not at all. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know why that urban legend came about, but every time I see it, I'm like, that would never look like Elvis.
that those are the I think I were you guys maybe talking about on Going Gray last couple weeks, but like urban legends back in the day when there was no internet, or maybe I was listening to it somewhere else, but it's so funny how those things like took hold and there was like nothing to verify it.
Right.
And like, oh, I heard that about Home Alone. Like I can't just go home and
And
like
watch it
pull it up
right
on
now.
yeah, like all right, it is what it is. But something like that. I love that and like just thinking about arguments about sports back in the day when you could just pull up your phone and just go to like, oh, baseball reference, football reference, like, oh no, yeah, he did have 20 touchdowns that year. I love all the myths that are around these kind of like older movies, and we mentioned before the mob ties for um Peter McAllister. It's just fun to think back on those times.
I can't imagine Peter is in the mob because he was the most nonchalant father I've ever seen. Wow, what a funny guy. Like just almost like had no idea what was going on, like at all.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the part he was playing. He was an aloof gangster.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably seen some shit, so you lose your kid for a couple days. Not a big deal.
Yeah, whatever. He's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
I saw a guy hanging from his big toe for 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, this is nothing. He'll be fine.
um, my Ani Mensch, I'll go with Catherine O'Hara as Kate. I mean, come
Yeah,
on, she's just like, you know, I I I was hesitant to put her on this list because of the first interaction she has with Kevin when she puts him to bed, but also like you're just dropping in on this family at this point. Like you don't know how much of a piece of shit Kevin could be at times, or like a little shit he is sometimes.
right.
So it's kind of like yeah, I've heard it all from you before. Yeah, you hate us, you don't want to be here, whatever, Kevin, just go to bed. So I gave her some slack on that because once she did realize Kevin was missing, she went into full mom mode and got home, even if it was 10 minutes before everybody else. She got home to her son. Planes, trains, and automobiles, some may say.
Right.
What a film.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even, Yeah, she should have verified, but it's not even her fault necessarily. Fucking Lenny fucked up. Is that who counted?
Yeah, and you know,
Heather, shout out
there's
Heather, smoke show.
He-
I was in love with her.
Heather. Yeah,
it was the perfect storm. I mean, they
it
woke up
was.
late. You know, his tickets in the garbage. So, you know, when their tickets get counted, you know, they have the right number. They're sprinting through
You know,
the airport. You
the
know, it's
other
just
kid gets counted.
yeah. So, you know, they're you're in the van. Oh, Kevin's in the other van. He must be in the
Right.
other van. I
And
don't
that
see him.
because there's 15 of them each van. If it was like 14, that'd be 7 and 7. But since there was 15, oh, the other van has 8, or the other van
Yeah,
has 7,
yeah.
or whatever.
So, but yeah, no, she's great in this movie. Made me kind of want to jump into Schitt's Creek because I heard she's fantastic in that. So I'll
Yes.
give her the shout out as my Ani Mensch for this movie.
Yes. I'll shout out quick old man Marley. He's
Nice.
got a
Yeah.
bad rap from the start. You think he's the fucking shovel killer. And yeah, he's kind of like Robbie said before, he's like slamming fucking his hand down on the counter. But I just kind of love him. Like at the end, like the way he talks is funny. Let's get you home.
And then like just leaves him at home with nobody there. Like what
Yeah,
what's
like
that
you.
about?
Yeah, I know. Oh, like doesn't check up on him. Like kind of, living next door to that family. I'm sure you see fucking people in and out all the time, and then all of a sudden you just see like one kid walking around. Like maybe check up on him. Or how about the fact that your next door neighbor is not in your address book? Like, did they not try to call him from the airport?
Maybe he's like a recluse, I guess,
Maybe.
and people don't really know him that well. But also, I mean, the phone lines are down.
Yeah. But
So,
that was one thing that did piss me off about this movie. And there's a lot of like, we could probably go down a huge rabbit hole of like all the things they could have done to not leave him home or get checked up on. But like, you tell me you couldn't get a hold of fucking anyone in the entire town in your entire address
yeah.
book, even if it's like a coworker who lives a half an hour away, dude. I'll do anything if
Yeah.
you can just drive to my house and just check up on my kid. Like, all
She's
right,
got the address book with her.
yeah,
So it's not like she's like, "Oh, I only know Jimmy's number and Tommy's
that's
number
it.
and
Yeah.
that's it." But the other thing too, I love how the cops just like, "Yeah, there's nobody home. I'm gonna
Was
knock twice.
secure.
Yeah, there's a kid possibly alone in this house. Yeah, 2 knocks will do
Yeah, that's fine.
it."
Stupid. All right. Any other Ani mentions for favorite character? I'm gonna just real quick
No.
and shout out the pizza delivery guy because we fucking love his stupid line. Nice
I'll
tip.
shut.
Thanks a lot.
It's a lot.
Nice tip.
I'll
Thanks a
shout
lot.
out. I'll shout out Fuller just because of who he becomes.
All right, that's fair.
Dude,
Shout
and the
out.
boy loves his Pepsi.
Pepsi's gross. Come on.
Pepsi stinks.
It is the worst.
It's a
They
shame.
did change it to Coke and two because Coke became the sponsor.
You see, that's why two is a better movie.
There you go. Another point for
That
two.
is true. I forgot about that. I should have docked. I should have given a 9.8 for the Pepsi.
That,
I hate
you know,
Pepsi.
I said once on the show that how do you give something a 9.9? Like that's just too close, but maybe 9.9 because they use Pepsi products.
Yeah.
It's true. This isn't a Pepsi podcast unless
Pepsi
they
wants
want
to
to sponsor.
sponsor.
Oh, that made me want to bring up something else that I had written down. But the Crunch Gators, the Frito-Lay Crunch Gators that Kevin has sitting next to him on the couch, what were those?
I don't
How do I
remember
get
those.
them? Can we bring them back? I want
I
to know
don't
what they
know.
are.
I don't know what you're
Are they real?
talking.
Is that real?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. I
Crunch
love,
Gators.
while you're looking that up, I just want to make a quick point about all movies in general from the 90s or the 80s or whatever. I absolutely love seeing old products or old products labels from my childhood. I fucking love it. It makes me so happy.
Crunch Taters.
Yeah, Crunch Taters. But the logo is an alligator.
Oh yeah, I do remember those.
So I was
Okay.
like, damn, I'm a big snack guy. I love new potato chip technology. When I see it in the store, I got to get it. So I was very intrigued by the crunch taters.
You got a Dollar General near you?
Are they still around?
Yeah, it says $3.75 for a bag of limited time Lay's Crunch Taters.
I wonder if they bring them out during the holidays.
Maybe.
Yeah, it says Dollar General. That's where I see it. Yeah, I love product placement, like we said last week with the Pop Tarts and things like that in Elf. I love that. It says limited time. I don't yeah, I don't know. Looks pretty
Guys,
good to me.
I'm eating junk and eating crunch taters.
Better come out and stop me.
I'm watching rubbish. Yeah, I don't know. If you get it, your hands in them, give it a blind taste test and put it on the YouTube page.
I will.
Please. All right. Should we do scenes?
Scenes.
Santa, do we do favorite or least favorite first?
Let's get least favorite out of the way because I'm sure there's a loaded uh picks coming up in favorite scenes.
Strong, great. All
Santa's
right.
keeping his spectacles on too, by the way.
I
He's
love it.
keeping his
It's a good
specs
look
on.
for you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You should get fake glasses if you don't
I
need
do have
real
a pair
ones.
of fake glasses.
There you go. You should wear them
Felix
sometimes.
Grays.
All right. So who's going, Santa, who's going first?
The least favorite?
Yeah.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
I don't have a lot of least favorite scenes. My least favorite scene, I put none down, and this is before the movie ended. But my least favorite scene is when Kevin is walking to church and he stops and looks into the window and sees the family having a nice little Xmas Eve dinner, and he gets a little melancholy. That always, you know, tugs at the old black heartstrings that I have in my heart. It makes me feel, bad for Kevin because it wasn't his fault that he got left behind, and he left on some bad terms with his mom, and he's feeling a little nostalgia and he's feeling a little melancholy. So that always gets me a little bit because you feel for the little 8-year-old because deep down inside he's a little kid who's just a little scared to be alone. So, but he redeemed himself and he flips that fucking sociopathic switch in an instant. So,
Love it. All right. Who's next?
I'll go
Santa.
next.
oh,
I
sorry, Benny.
thanks. I don't want to. I don't want to say the opening scene because it's great, but I also want to shout it out because A, there's no bad scene in the movie, and B, just the way they treat Kevin rubs you the wrong way to start the movie off. So I'll say it's that. I won't say it's the full scene, but it's just the way that they treat Kevin is my least favorite part of the movie.
Good choice. You got a voltage adapter?
Here's your voltage
Easy
adapter.
voltage. Yeah. Fucking Peter McAllister, not giving a fuck about anything. Um, my least favorite scene is not really a specific scene, but it's something that happens in the movie that as a homeowner really, really upsets me. Is that those motherfuckers left the water running. You know how much that house is probably a
Fucked.
complete tear down. That house is fucked. And
Seven
and
ways from Sunday.
and Kevin running into that water in the basement, that was super dangerous. He could have got fucking electrocuted
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, no, that was extremely upsetting for me to see. Not something I noticed when I was younger, watching this film, but that one hurt.
But also the best is now they know every single house that they
I
hit.
know, what a bunch
He's
of
such an
morons.
idiot.
And for
That's
like,
Wet Bandits, WET.
shut up. The I just feel like the stuff, and I know we didn't see everything that they were doing, but they're like, Marv's clearing out the shelves of junk, and like, what are you gonna do with all this junk?
I know.
Like, come
They're gonna
on.
resell it on the black market.
I guess.
It's like me in like a RPG video game. I'm just taking everything off the shelves, plates. What am I gonna do with them?
I was gonna say me at the pizza place.
Give you all of it.
Give it to me. All right. Should we move on to favorite scenes?
Let's do it.
Um, oh, I go first. Oh shit. So ah, this is extremely difficult, and I also, if I really wanted to pick what my favorite scene is, it's too long. I'm gonna take some of your guys' scenes possibly, so I'll save some of that for Ani Mentions, but I will say that my favorite scene is s- specifically when they first get to the house and they both start just getting crushed. You know, Marv falls down the stairs and Harry gets the doorknob, which I have a special segment to discuss later. But yeah, when they first get there and just you start seeing all the traps, so it's so amazing. Like you, because the first time you see this, like, he brings out the battle plan and you're like, all right, an 8-year-old, what are you gonna do? And he just unloads on these two morons, and it's so great. So I'll
I'm
say that.
best part of two is when he brings out the paint cans again, and they're too smart for it, but then
Yeah,
he just launches the 8x8 at their faces. It's just fantastic.
right in the schnoz.
You know what I love too is that they go through multiple headshots,
Oh,
multiple head wounds, and the thing that knocks him out is old
the
man Marley's
shovel.
shovel.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean the worst is the iron coming. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to mention. I after watching this movie, I exclusively wanted laundry chutes in my house.
The
Oh,
best.
Just
desperately,
yeah,
desperately want one.
that I always wanted that and a dumbwaiter.
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
why, but I just wanted one. Um, my
amazing.
my my favorite scene, I'll leave some chalk on the board. I don't know why it's my favorite scene, but it just always is like my favorite part of the movie is when he throws the fake Christmas party and he's got
I had
everything
that.
moving. He's got the Michael Jordan going around on the train. I don't know why. I just thought that was so great as a kid, and it's the fantastic sound song choice for that scene. So yeah, give me that scene as my favorite.
That's a good one. I had it on there. Such a great scene. And what's the song? Was it? It's not "Rocking Around a Christmas Tree," is it?
It is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Beautiful. Um, I feel like this could be a two for one because it uses the same movie. I don't know which one's funnier. I think I'm gonna go with when Marv gets scared with the snakes with snake scene. I think when he comes to the back door and Kevin immediately plays "Get the hell out of here," and then he's talking about snakes and and then Marv's like, "Snakes, not
It
snakes,"
sounds
and
familiar.
it sounds familiar. And then he puts the firecracker down in the pot and lights them, and Marv freaks out, and then he runs into the car and he's talking to Harry, and he's like, "Somebody got blown to bits in there, or something like that. Somebody got blown away in there." He's like, "Talking about
That's a
snakes." He's like,
yeah,
"Snakes,"
the
and both of them are going back and forth like, "Snakes? I don't know no snakes."
that I never remembered that scene. The two of them talking in the van. I didn't remember that scene at all.
Yeah, and like you said, it just goes back to them just playing off each other too. I think it's Harry. I think it's like snakes, snakes.
I don't know no
And
snakes.
I don't know snakes, and
Yeah, that's Harry.
it just makes me laugh because Angels with Filthy Souls, or is that
Yeah,
the name of the movie? I
Yeah.
mean, it's just amazing. A movie within a movie. Um, I don't know if I go two for one, but it just the same thing with the pizza delivery guy.
yeah.
Cheap,
Shout out,
cheapskate.
Cheapskate.
shout out, Proud Mary too. Did you see one of the cassettes that was next to Angels with Filthy Souls?
Oh yeah, it's Bruce.
Yeah, the
Yep,
Bruce Springsteen video anthology. So shout out PM2
yep,
and Big Pappy.
yep.
Shout out.
Shout out. And then shout out in two, we'll talk about next time, but angels with even filthier souls. Uh,
Um, my Ani Mensch is, Ryan, you graciously left us with so much of um the battle scene, but it's when when they're this is a two-part story. It's when they're they're trying to go on the zip line and he
yeah.
breaks out he
The hedge
breaks out
clippers.
the hedge clippers and he's like, "Go back, go back," and they're trying to get back. But we tried to do that once. We ran a rope from a tree to a shorter tree back in the day, and took handlebars off a bike. And spoiler alert, it did not work out well. And thankfully, thankfully, I was not the one that figured it out. Turns out you got to get those zip lines pretty tight for them
Oh
to
yeah.
work, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
we actually were successful in creating a zip line. Shout out Jensen Ty, last name redacted. They did have a zip line, and it was probably extremely unsafe, but it worked.
Yeah, I just remember the person that did it, like the line immediately went slack
Oh
and
Oh
they
my
yeah,
just
yeah.
went
As
God.
soon
they
as you
went
get
down.
like 80 pounds on it, because you guys are like 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
That scene is that scene is funny. I'm over here, you big horse's ass. And
I
before
love
that,
to
Harry's like, they're like, where is it? And Harry's like, maybe he committed suicide.
yeah. I love to. He's like, that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to go downstairs.
Through his fun house. What, he's gonna call the cops from a tree house? You scared? Um, Robbie,
Uh,
any mentions for you?
yeah, of course. I mean,
Of
stick
course.
with the emotional train. The church scene with the old man Marley.
Oh, the
Love it.
best.
Some great life advice. Uh, old man Marley talking about being scared to call his son. And Kevin's like, what do you gotta be scared of? Or something like that. He's like, you always can be scared. Doesn't matter what age it is. So I love that. I love them finally coming together. You see a nice, scared, warm side of old man Marley because the whole entire movie you're seeing some supposedly Midwest serial killer. But I just love that. I really love that between them. I mean, who Old Man Marley was a fantastic actor in this movie, and Kevin was going toe to toe with him with being sentimental and emotional. I mean, it's a great scene, and I love it, and still hits me in the feels to this day. It's one of my favorite scenes.
Strong agree. And I love the choir in the background during the whole scene.
Oh my God, please
Gorgeous.
tear me up.
I know. Um, so we don't have to talk about all of them, but I left the entire battle um on the board just in case you guys wanted to take them. But that from start to finish, amazing. One of the best, acts. That I guess you would call that maybe like act three of the movie. Um, Amazing.
Yeah.
Everything is so funny. Every trap is amazing. Every injury. I mean, they both should be dead. In two, even more so, but in one, I mean, they definitely probably should have died. But yeah, Shovel takes them out, of course. One thing I did want to mention as far as the Nani Mensch scene was um the first morning that Kevin's home by himself and he does the
Yeah.
shower and you get the iconic like aftershave. But my favorite part of that is actually the music choice when they do ba-do, ba-do,
Yeah.
ba, ba, and Kevin singing in the mirror and whatever. Ah, so good.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
so fantastic. Um,
I mean, we mentioned it earlier too, but Ani mentioned to the just him shopping in the supermarket
yeah,
that and the back and forth he has with the cashier, and he's
cashier.
like,
I'll give it a
uh,
whirl.
yeah, yeah, are these microwave dinners any good?
I don't know. So good
And she shows him the army man. He's like, for the kids.
for the kids. Um, any other Ani mentions that we should mention?
No, just a reunion between Kevin and his mom at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
again, and then a reunion with old man Molly and his son. I
Yeah.
mean, driving in a snowstorm for the first time. They haven't seen each other in probably 35 years. Also, like, um, old man Marley's son's not going to be at the church watching his daughter sing. She's just there by herself
That was practice.
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, during the day. And then he said, I can't come at night because I'm not welcome.
Uh,
I don't know.
who
Another
cares?
plot hole.
Yeah, whatever. It's still a 10 for me. If I can give it a 46, I'd give it 46. That's how great this movie is.
Yeah, agree. Um, yeah, I mean, that's almost every scene. We didn't even the first scene with we mentioned it with Gus. So good. Everything. Amazing. Um, All right, before we move on to our last two segments, I have a bonus segment this week, and it is which trap would you least
Mm.
want to be hit with that
Oh,
Marvin Harry got hit with?
I have one right off the bat.
Please go ahead.
I mean, please, listen, the locks are coming back heavy this year. Like, so please do not flamethrow the top of my head because I
Don't burn that
cannot.
salad.
Yeah, this lettuce is not best grilled. Um, that one, it just looks like it hurt the worst. And I mean, poor Harry, he's just sitting there taking it for like a good 5, 6 seconds. Poor guy. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't see his skull after that. So yeah,
Yeah,
please, no flamethrowers for
fucking
me. I can't,
blowtorch.
I can't do that one.
Ugh. Yeah, that's a bad one. Robbie, you got any?
Yeah, because I've been burnt before and it hurts and it's painful. Just putting a big M on
Yeah.
my paw, I wouldn't want that. You can hit me in the head with things. Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. I probably have CTE from numerous years of football, but the burnt hand. I mean, that recovery it would just be extremely painful. I don't want that.
Oof.
Yeah. You still had it in too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be my choice. So I'm gonna go with and for I don't know why, maybe it's because I don't want my feet injured, but probably the nail in the foot. Um, that fucking freaks me out. Like going full weight on a like a 3-inch nail. Ah,
Yeah.
fuck that. Um, but yeah, I mean any of the injuries, no thank you.
I said it before, but Ani Mensch to the iron
Yeah,
falling
that's a good
one
one.
full story into your face.
Oh my God, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, real quick on those stairs, there is no fucking way that Kevin got tar off of those stairs
No.
cleaning up that house.
Yeah,
No
but
way.
I never remembered that the house is completely clean when they
Yeah.
got home.
No
Yeah.
way. How's that possible? That's the biggest
Hey, another
loophole.
plot hole.
That's really the biggest plot hole is the
Yeah.
fact that Kevin cleaned up the whole house
He
except
got he
for
got he got tar off the stairs, but he forgot Harry's gold tooth.
right.
Somehow that slipped by him.
Only for Peter to find. And of course, honey, what is this? All right. So we always do this every week. I'm not sure we're gonna have any good answers, but is there anything we could do to make this movie better? Santa, who goes first?
Uh, you can go first.
All right. I got nothing. Next.
Give me 15 more minutes of the
Oh,
battle.
all
Give me
right.
more give me more booby traps. Give me I don't know, someone slipping on a skateboard and going down the steps. Maybe bring back that sleigh from earlier in the movie, or the
Yep.
sled, I should say, and have Marv just completely blow through the front door, cartoon style, where it's got the outline of him on the door. Yeah, give me more of the battle scene.
All right. That's fair.
I got nothing. Benny summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
This is the only movie that I would watch if it was 4 hours. So
Same.
You
Yeah.
know what?
Give me more of anything.
Yeah, give me a stepping on a rake. Give me the old school traps where you step in and your foot gets snared by the lasso and now you're hanging upside down by the one
Yep.
love it.
foot. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the old like Acme products from Roadrunner and shit.
Can I I'm very glad you say that. Can I take us on a little tangent real quick?
Please.
There is a movie in development called Coyote versus Acme.
Wow.
And what this movie is, it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, how there's the
Yeah.
cartoon in the human world. It's based on Wile E. Coyote in the human world suing the Acme Corporation
I
for
love
all
it.
of their stuff never working. And Will Forte is his lawyer in the movie.
I
I
love
need to see this so bad. It looks terrible, awesome, hilarious, ridiculous. I can't wait for it to come out.
it. Wow. You know who else is in it?
Who?
You're not gonna be able to see him, but he's been cast. John
John
Cena.
Cena.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, that
Uh-huh.
I mean that this movie could either be absolutely amazing or just so bad if they really fuck it up. But I like it. I like the idea. All right. I do know of a way that we could make it better, and that's by playing America's favorite game, working overtime with Matt Damon. In this game, we cast a young, middle-aged, old, whatever we want, Matt Damon in a role that exists or a role that we make up because we're idiots. So, Santa, who gets to spin the wheel first?
Oh, let's go, cousin Benny.
Oh, good
oof.
choice.
I don't know if I have a good one this week. Give me a middle-aged, ruggedly handsome but reclusive Matt Damon as the third wet bandit who stays at home, and he's the eyes and ears, and he's constantly communicating with Marv and Harry, and he's the brains of the operation. I mean, these two
He
are
sells the
not the
product.
yeah,
Yeah,
these
he's
two are
running
not the
surveillance.
yeah, these two are not the brightest bulbs in the old Christmas tree. So give me Matt Damon, and maybe they would have been a little bit more successful.
Good choice. I love it.
True that. True that.
Santa, why don't you go?
Give me young, dumb, fresh haircut, spectacle wearing, Matt Damon as Fuller. But Fuller ain't going on a trip. Fuller has to sleep in the bed with Kevin, and they both miss the trip. And
Wow.
now that both of them are running tandem on Marvin Harry. Hijinks ensues. Imagine the young Matt Damon just and Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin, two blonde studs, just freaking. I mean, in Teen Beat magazine, the both of them. I mean, the movie sells itself. So yeah, give me Matt Damon as Fuller, and they go demolition style, tag teaming against Marvin Harry, and just hijinks ensues. I mean, movie's fantastic as it is, but you add Matt Damon to the mix. I mean, please, we're talking about 15, 16 Oscar nominations and all wins, sweeping the field.
Minimum. Every
Best actor,
category.
Macaulay Culkin. Best supporting actor, Matt Damon. I mean,
Yes,
please.
obviously. Um, Give me an older, refined, rich, but still handsome Matt Damon as Rob McAllister, the brother who lives in France, and
Love
get
it.
a little more screen time for that person.
Good
There's a few
choice.
deleted scenes, but yeah, get some screen time from Matt and let me see him absolutely eviscerate Frank for everything he fucking does. When he takes out the shrimp, when he just does the bullshit like being a cheapskate and he just fucking crushes him and that would make me so very happy.
Good choice.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Um, all right. Is there anything else that we need to say about this film? I feel like there was something I wanted to bring up and now I can't remember it. And it's good. As the second we stop, I'm gonna be like, fuck, that was it.
Just edit yourself back in.
Yeah, I should. Guys, did you hear about? And then I'll just do your voices.
I mean, we put out enough episodes now where you could probably throw
Yeah, I could probably splice something
either
together.
that or just throw us into AI and have the AI
Yep.
talk for us.
No. Maybe that's what I'll do for our Christmas episode since we're taking a week off.
You just have an AI
Just have a
episode.
yeah. Um yeah, so anything from you guys that you want to discuss before we
I
wrap up?
mean, I was getting ready for the plummies. I was looking through our list of scores, and I was going through our top. I want to do our top five movies. I want to do our least five movies, and the rankings might have got shaken up today. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought we might have been locked in on our picks here.
Yeah.
Just a shocking plum segment this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I got like four tens on there. Maybe even more than that.
Yeah. Well, I think we can all agree that it's not better than fucking like Pulp Fiction, just as an example, but in some ways it is. I mean, how many? Yes, I've watched that movie or Shawshank or whatever, some really highly regarded prestige drama a bunch of times, but I watch this every year at least once, and I look forward to it every year, and I love it every time.
So was this the movie you were originally talking about?
As to be the 10,
Yeah.
no,
Oh, so it's
it
still out
wasn't.
there.
There's still one, maybe two floating out there. But who
Is
knows?
it a movie that we've definitely all seen?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna have to find a week to sneak it in as a movie that we've all seen, but we still want to watch again.
All right, that's true.
We'll leave it at that. I don't want to get, I don't want to spoil any more hints.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Leave it as a tease. Um, so I mean, listen, we had a so far a great year. Um, Thank you so much for listening, for sending us emails, for guest appearing. A couple of you came on the show. We'd love to get more of that next year. We're probably gonna take Christmas week off, I think. But the next time we're back, we're gonna do our end of the year wrap up award show, the Plummies. So look out for that. We'll put some stuff on Instagram to let you guys know what's going on. I don't know. You guys want to say anything, like kind of wrap the year up, or
Yeah, I mean, to jump on your point, I mean, next week or, first week of January when we do the plummies, we really want to hear from you. If you haven't if you gotten this far in this episode, and maybe you haven't reached out to us, it really would mean a lot for you guys to reach out and write us an email, voice note, DM, anything that, you want us to either talk about or play or, rip us apart for some of our scores or suggest something. Jumping off point, Robbie gave Pulp Fiction a 9.8. So there's going to be a lot of things for us to talk about on the plummies, but we definitely love to hear from you guys too.
yeah. And
That's
special
funny.
big shout out to Robbie for committing this week with the
Yeah.
Santa outfit. I love it.
Thank you. I wanted to do a little something special for the fans and for you guys. Hopefully, get the views up. I was gonna maybe show my penis, but I didn't think that was gonna be good enough. So maybe the Santa suit was here. So
Yeah. They don't let that on YouTube, Robbie. So I'm glad
no,
you
I was
did it.
trying to get. Yeah, thank you. I was trying to get a Santa suit. There was one that I used in the past. We couldn't get it, so I had to go on Amazon for this, and I'm just blowing through funds with this podcast. I mean,
Mm.
Oh,
so
we're
I
so
got
deep
something.
in the red. It's crazy.
I got something special. So we'll see what happens. But
Can't wait.
um, yeah, thanks to everybody that listens. People that write in. The more fan engagement would be nice. But yeah, it was a fun year. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, privately, I love doing this with you guys. It's really fun. It makes me watch movies that I've never watched before and some that I will never watch again. Shout out Tony Lester and Fifth Element. But other than that, yeah, I love doing this. Love to, you know, grow the audience.
Can you say it again?
That's crazy. Shout out Alexa. But anyway, I would like to grow the audience in the future and hopefully more fans come along because we really do
Sorry,
enjoy doing
I'm
it.
not sure about that.
Alexa, shut up. And that's that. Sorry, Alexa's up my ass, but yeah, that's really it. Love you guys and can't wait to get to the plummies and see where 2024 takes us.
Same.
Well said.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we have anything else. Thank you so much. Look for us next year to do Home Alone 2. Um, we love you. Like everyone said, please send us some messages. Uh, Enjoy your Christmas, your holiday break, your New Year, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you. Robbie, tell him good night.
Yeah, Uncle Frank, you cheap son of a bitch.
Merry Christmas, little fella. We know you're in there, and we know you're all alone.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.